Good morning. I'm here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Okay, dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe that dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. There was one? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Hi, this is Alan. I like IRONWORX because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love IRONWORX with Josh, Walt and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that IRONWORX with Josh, Walt and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the IRONWORX.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Media is the best on the plane. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to the IRONWORX with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the IRONWORX and become an Iron Scout.
Good morning.
Let me ask you something. When you come in on Monday and you're not feeling real well, does anyone ever say to you, sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays?
No. No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
You get your ass kicked for saying all sorts of stuff these days, but TGIW. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the IRONWORX. Each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I am dragging ass this morning. I'm tired. Did not want to get up. Did not want to motivate. Did not want to do anything. But lay back down in bed. But I made it. Zack made it. Walter made it. Morning, gentlemen.
Howdy.
Guten Tag.
And we are also...
You are a little low for me, Walter.
Same.
I'm not sure why. I don't know. Done nothing different. Cats may have been doing their podcast late last night, and I had to put it all back where it belongs. Let me go see.
Cats doing OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Showing off their, well, you
know. I do know. I get it every time Bender gets in my lap. That's his first thing is head down, butt up. Like, hey, thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy.
So did you go?
Good morning, guys.
There he is. Good morning.
So is my sound okay? Hey, Nuka, what's up, man?
It did come up a little bit louder.
I mean, I haven't changed anything. I'm just talking more. Maybe just had to let the dust settle. I know everything's where it should be setting.
Yeah, you're louder now.
All right, cool.
What up, Duba?
What's up, Cthulhu Neko?
You'll get there, Walter, eventually.
We're back. We have internet.
Basically, long story short, I do Bible studies. So I've been taking Bible studies with this guy. And, we go through the Bible and that kind of stuff. And he's very indoctrinated in terms of the science because he used to be an astronomer and shit like that. And about, the planets and this and that and that and that and that. And I just said, we came to a part where in the Bible it says a circle, and they've interpreted it as a sphere. I said, well, why does it have to be a sphere? And we had a good debate about that. But since then, the guy has sent me paragraph after paragraph, link after link, of all the garbage that we've already gone through, of them apparently debunking certain flat earth things and shit. And I've said, if you're gonna conform to authoritative sources, then you'll never find the truth for yourself. And you need to look deeper than YouTube. YouTube doesn't have a lot of the information that we used to have on YouTube. It's all about debunking and stuff.
Go
but
out
the guy
in
keeps
the world and look. I mean,
yeah, I've got a file. I've got a file of all the shit that I've saved from Flat Earth. And I'm just thinking, where do I even start with this person? Because this person is so deluded, he still believes the moon landing. And I mean, I can't even approach the other shit if you still believe in the moon landing.
Yeah, that's hard. He's not ready yet.
That's what I think. But he's sending me all of these links, and I don't want to burst his bubble and actually send him a bunch of shit too, because I know he'll look into it. I don't think he's ready for that. He's already old. I remember how I felt when I found Flat Earth. It was depressing, really. And he's happy in his state. Having his blue pill. It's okay. I don't see the point in changing it. But it's gone to the point where I think maybe I should actually give him stuff. Where do I even start with him?
I mean, unless somebody is, like you said, saved up all the good links and all that, the easiest thing to do is sorry, I'm having the biggest brain fart ever this morning, trying to wake up still. There's a resource that we use to get all this stuff. Help me, people. Oh, Dave's app. That's where it's all hidden now. Lord, my brain wouldn't wake up. And then I have many.
David's app. It is a great resource.
Yeah, it has all the good stuff saved in one spot to get to it without you having to search through all the miles of bullshit.
Drop the link, please, in chat. Not YouTube chat, like the normal chat here on Teams.
Okay, you don't have the I can't ever say the whole name anymore because I haven't said it in so long. I'm gonna
the Zodiac clock app.
There you go.
Oh, I've got that app still on my phone.
Yeah, well, look, if you go, show him how to navigate to it. I don't have it handy. My phone, I don't even know where the hell I put it when I got up. I'm still dragging ass. It's probably still laying in there next to the copy set up. But yeah, if you go through there, there's ways to get to the video area, and there's also a way to get to the books area. Speaking of books, I've actually come across.
Shareable and downloadable.
I'm assuming so. I mean, once you direct through that app, then it takes you to the YouTube video. You just can't usually find those YouTube videos on your own unless you have it like literally saved and click these 2 or 3 words and it's going to bring it up in your browser to go to it. You know what I mean? Or if you have a good video list, they haven't cleared out and made it all gray links or any of that. All right, let me see here.
In your app, you just click on the little eyepiece, the little whatever it is, and it'll take you to say search Flat Earth videos, and then you just type in a topic, whatever you want. Let's see, I'll type in gravity. Please wait. And then all the videos about gravity pop up.
Oh, I have to subscribe. Great. Another paying app.
No, once you buy the app, you have it. You only have to subscribe to be in the friend finder and all that stuff.
Says I do.
I don't know then. Yeah, I've only been prepared to buy it one time, and all that stuff should be working. But I know the friend finder and the dating site, and there was a couple more things.
It's pretty cheap anyway. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Now I can't remember. Do the book links take you to the PDF of the book, or just to an access of ordering the book? I can't remember now. Yeah, I don't. Again, I don't have it handy.
Let me see.
Thank you, Connie. I see that in chat. I do feel better. Yeah, I did it to myself on Monday. We went to my daughter's house later than we should have on Sunday. It's become a habit, like the last 3 weeks probably, that we've gone there on Sunday. Initially intending to do supper and then come home, but we wind up starting to play board games, and then it turns into like, oh shit, we got to get out of here and get the cats fed and get to bed, because she's got to get up for work and I have to get up for a show. And when I did get up after the very couple of hours that I barely got sleep, then I woke up cross-eyed. And when I do that to myself and I'm like overexhausted, it just isn't gonna clear. So I guess I'm gonna invest in a patch. I told Michelle early on when this thing started with the droopy eye that I would be either Popeye, with the squinky eye, or I'd be a pirate. So I guess a pirate it is. Anyway, but yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Any luck figuring it out while I was yapping? That's really the best source. Other than that, it's just gonna have to be like people dropping you videos in the chat and stuff. Which
That
I'm
Stop
sure they
Look
can do.
Think website is pretty good as well.
Yeah,
See, I'm saying, and then there's a few sites that I know I have bookmarked, but I haven't had to access them in so long because I haven't been in debate mode, and I'm way past all that right now. So I don't really access it for personal use any longer. So like used to, it would be like one letter, and that would come up because it was the top returned history. You know what I mean? I would go to it a bunch and read it and send people stuff from it and all that. And then it stopped being accessed a lot. And then it, now I'm sure I'd have to type out most of the address to actually get to him. Is he a reader? Like, does he read, or is he more of a video person?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, an older gentleman. So I found this resource, and this is for everybody. This isn't just for you trying to help this guy out. This is for anybody who's listening to the show right now. A lot of us who are, in this community tend to be towards readers most of the time, because, usually people who spend a lifetime reading have a little bit more knowledge than people who spend a lifetime screening. So, I read. I love to read. I've got books, as you see behind me, in front of me, to the left of me, some in the other room. We've got way too many. In fact, we just were discussing the fact that we should start donating, because a lot of this stuff has reached that point where I've read certain books on my shelf, 15, 25 times. Get rid of it, find something new, kind of thing. Anyway, if you have, I know there's different audiobook resources out there, which I'm not the biggest fan of audiobooks. I grew up in an era where mom and dad read to you at night before you went to bed. So when I have somebody reading a story to me, it tends to make me sleepy. I don't know if that's anybody else, but yeah, I found that out the hard way when I was taking a long drive on jobs I used to go to, and found out about books on cassette from the library. And so I would throw one in, and a good 30, 45 minutes into that trip, it'd be like, oh shit, I need coffee. I need to pull over, because I would just be zombified from hearing somebody read a story to me. Anyway, if you're a reader, there's a thing called Z, as in Zack, Zabala. Z Library. I will send the link to everybody here in a little while. But yeah, it's a resource like no other if you're a reader. I have downloaded just about every Flat Earth book in existence, the classics, the recents. I mean, I've got everything from Parallax to Billy Zig. So it's a good resource. And then if you're into alternative health, I've got probably 25 books on Alternative Health, Rife, stuff like that. I've got probably 10 or 15 books I've downloaded about myasthenia gravis. I mean, it's really a great resource for a reader. And then if you have, you have to have a reader for it, if that makes any sense. Like, this is just get the book, download it and get it. You can read it from your Play Store app, which is really unwieldy, or you can download a dedicated reading app. I use Read Era, ERA, Read Era, as my reader because it's got a nice little dark page, light page, click on, click off real quick kind of thing for nighttime reading, and good bookmarks and highlights and notes and stuff. So, but I'll drop those there in chat for you guys. I'm just trying to figure out how to get them from my phone here easy.
Wait, are we still on air?
Oh yeah, we're still here.
Okay.
It's earlier.
Oh shit, I was talking and I was muted the whole time. Holy shit.
Love it.
So did you guys happen to catch the big pro boxing match that happened over the weekend? I know it's been overshadowed quite a bit. I didn't even hear about it till yesterday.
No, I think I might have seen a couple clips, a couple good hits that were delivered, but that could also be 40 years old. I don't know.
Terrence Bud Crawford and Saul Canelo Alvarez. Like two of the pound for pound best fighters in the world, but they were like a couple weight divisions apart. And I think Bud went up 2 weight classes to fight him, which is not an easy task. When you go up in weight classes, you're usually fighting guys that are comfortable at that weight, and you had to put on more muscle or something, which more muscle is good, but it'll slow you down too.
Yeah, it's real easy to get up. Well, not real easy. It's possible, relatively easy to get up a couple of weight classes. It's another thing to have your lungs and your body conditioned to carry all that extra weight that you're not used to.
Yeah, that guy, Terrence Crawford, he's fast. He's not the fastest. He hits hard. He doesn't hit the hardest. But when it comes to ring IQ and smart, patient, just methodical when it comes to this science of boxing, that's where he stands alone. I've never seen anybody with such a ring awareness and presence, and just he never gets like, "Ooh, I got hit hard there. I got to hit him back right away." No, he's very patient. He knows he's going to get his licks in. And yeah, the first time I saw this guy fight, he had already fought 20-something fights. He was like 24-0 or 25-0, and he was still kind of under the radar. But then he started fighting all these super high caliber guys, and it's like every time he'd go up to fight one, everybody would, "Oh, he's going to lose this time. He's going to lose this time," and he beat them all. He's just smart. The man he knows how to box. Yeah, it was a good fight. Nobody got knocked down. A lot of these, when you get up to those super high caliber boxers like that don't get knocked down very often in their careers at all, like you got to get real lucky to knock one of them down. These were these two guys. Smart, don't mind going the decision, don't have to knock somebody out to win. They know that. But yeah, it was a really good fight. And he put on a clinic. He showed why he should be pound for pound the best boxer in the world. I believe he is. Or have for a few years now. But yeah, boxing had a really big fight this weekend. They're already talking about a rematch. The only reason we're seeing these fights is because these oil sheiks are paying the fighters to do it. They have all this money. And instead of, how many super luxury cars and yachts and this and that can you actually have before you're like, it's just another boat, just another car, So they want to see for some reason, a lot of those guys over there into boxing now, these big sheiks and stuff, and they want to see these fights happen. So they're putting up the money. Most of it's about money.
But they're doing it for everything. Like, I just heard yesterday about, I forget who it was, some retired NFL player. Not like particularly old, but has relatively recently retired. It's a name everybody would recognize. I just don't happen to give a shit. But apparently, Saudi Arabia, or the UAE, maybe it was just the United Arab Emirates, but somebody was putting up money to bring in a bunch of football players and do some flag football. I just thought it was interesting. Golf, I know they paid a bunch of money to do golf. Or something else. Maybe it was the golf one I was thinking of, where they basically just set up a whole new golf tour and was
middle of the desert,
pulling out all these professional golfers, trying to get them to come over to their particular professional golfing tour.
Well, if anybody's got the money to actually pull something like that off, it's those people out there.
I don't know anything about golf, but it seems like you wouldn't want to play in one great big sand trap.
Yeah, no, they're going to be spending a lot of water or a lot of money on water out there. The Arab Open. But yeah, they're getting all these fights to happen. Now, if they could just get Tank Davis to go up a few weight classes to fight Bud Crawford. But I don't see that happening. Tank is very short, and he's already stocky, kind of built like Mike Tyson, just a little bit smaller build. But some guys are just never going to fight. Doesn't matter how good they are in the sport of boxing. That's one of the requirements. Is they have fought where a guy's been overweight and the guy will still fight him. But I don't know about the rules as it being a sanctioned fight where a belt can be, things like that. Like, if you don't make your weigh-in, you lose, pretty much. It doesn't count as a loss on your record, but yeah, it's your fault that the fight isn't happening, and everybody knows it. But yeah, these guys over there in these Arab nations with all this money they've been messing with boxing for about a year and a half, 2 years now. We're going to start seeing some crazy boxing matches. I was trying to compare boxing to UFC, and it's just not, you can't compare it. I would say UFC is much more like a real fight. Like, you're out on the street, there are no rules. Now, the UFC does have rules, don't get me wrong. When it first started, there was only 2 rules. No biting and no eye gouging. That was it. But now they've come around and they've got all their no low blows and this and that. And I think there's certain elbows you can't strike, can't punch to the back of the head. Or I forget. But boxing has a lot more rules and a lot more limitations on what you can do. That's why they call it the sweet science. What else is going on?
How about
Atlas.
this? How about this? Given today's political climate, what if we just franchised out across the country street beefs? We can throw up some hay bales and just have these guys go bare knuckle it out, right? One fight, and then it's done, and you're over it. And you either win or you lose, but here's how we're going to settle your political differences. Right here in the squared circle.
Wasn't there a movie like that about big giant robots? Like each country had a big giant mech warrior. And that's how, instead of having
Robot Wars, I believe was the name of that.
I thought that was a PBS thing.
No, that was BattleBots.
Whichever president fights, my money is on Putin.
But not even presidents. I mean, I don't think it should be presidents. Presidents have better things to do than throw hands. I'm just talking about your average Joes. Just anybody off the street. Like, it's just franchised out. So you can open one up in your city. So if people who have political differences can come and duke it out. I'm all for it. You can run red rings and blue rings, all the left-wing blue rings. It can be like completely open. It's anybody gets to fight anybody, in the name of equality. And just see how all those fights end. I imagine that the Republican side, those red rings would probably have classes and weight classes and different categories under which people might be fighting. So you don't end up with men just beating 11 dog shit out of women. Because nobody wants that. Except maybe the women on the blue side. Don't want to claim that they're equal.
Yeah, some of the stuff that these people are saying is just it's sad to see it, really. I mean, I get the whole Osama bin Laden thing. I said this. I get how people cheered about that. But this is like not even a politician, but a political figure, a political opponent being assassinated in cold blood in front of his family. This was not a good thing. We can't start doing this to each other. I don't like your point of view. Bam. I'm just going to shoot you. And all this hate and vile for, I could see the hate and vile for some people for the things that they've said, right? You can go scour the internet. Go to Turning Point USA. I'm sure every video he's ever put out is there. Show me Charlie Kirk being any of these horrible, evil, vile things you were calling him after he was murdered in front of his family. Show me him being these things. Because I can find thousands of people saying it, but then you actually go and watch it, and it's taken totally out of context. Imagine that. A 5 or 10 second clip out of a 45-second, long speech that he gave. I mean, if you're going to go and do something so vile, at least make sure that it's justified. Because you heard somebody did something or said something, and you have the ability to go look and actually see what they said. This isn't like something you can't verify for yourself. This isn't so-and-so said something over in the corner about you. No, this was recorded on video and is on the internet for everybody to see. If you're going to, be that way about somebody, you really should make sure that they are the way that you're saying they are. I'm just saying, I've never seen Charlie Kirk act any of these ways. He's only showed empathy and compassion to just about everybody he's spoken to.
You really like Charlie Kirk, Zach?
I don't like all the things that he stands for, but to me, he seemed like a really good man. Somebody I wouldn't mind sitting down and having a meal with and a discussion.
Yeah, sure.
And,
I've
hey,
seen him
we
lose
might not-
debates and him resort to basically name-calling the person and using the crowd that came to see him to his advantage. He tends to lose a lot of intellectual debates when he's up against somebody that's actually smart. But again, that's up to interpretation.
Yeah, these are all about personal opinions and ideas and stuff, the things that he's usually arguing. Like I said, I don't agree with him on everything, but I've never seen him be these things that they're called a bigot, a racist. Dude, there's all kinds of videos with him at black foundations and then giving him awards and thanking him for what he's done for the black community.
Yes, there are black liberals too.
You are not racist if you say that the black community would be better if they had fathers in the home. That is a statistical fact. It works with white people too. It's not just a black person thing.
And then they would point out the issue of the men not being in the home and why they're not being in the home when it is the government and they, what do you call them, programs that incentivize the men not to be in the home.
Well, yeah,
Not
because
just
if
black,
a man's in
not
the
just
home,
black
you're not going to get any of those
just
government
poor
programs.
people in general, where they incentivize the men not to be in the home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do it with white women too. They do it with everybody. Anybody they can get on these government programs, so you are now suckling off of them. They need you to survive. So
So when
you
somebody's
got 'em right where you
debating,
are.
though, so when somebody's debating and he brings up a point like that, and the counter argument is, sure, you're right, it would be better if the men were at home, but they're not in the home because of this that the government has done. That's why they're not in the home, not that they don't want to be in the home.
Well, yeah, and that's why they call
that
it
is a
racist.
rebuttal. That is a rebuttal to his argument. But then what would he say next?
Well, you
If
said,
you
yeah,
look at those videos,
government programs should be done away with. He said they've done nothing but hurt the black community since they started.
okay,
That's his answer. And I agree with that. Now, I'm not saying, and he'll say, there are people out there that do need help, that hard times fall upon them, and they need a little helping hand. But these aren't the people that are doing it at the age of 18, never even trying to get a job, and then having children and more children just so they can up their monthly allowance. And then when those children become of age, I've seen multiple videos of these mothers telling their children they cannot go out and get a job because it will affect their food stamps or welfare or whatever they're getting.
yeah, it's kind of hard talking about Black American talking points when we don't have African American on the show, because another one of the debates that I saw was somebody bringing up a statistic that if you have a black sounding name, I'm assuming things like Shaquisha or stuff like that, you're 50% less likely to be employed because of that black sounding name. And somebody from the crowd who was black said that's bullshit, came up to the front and said, I've worked for this mayor, I've had this scholarship and so on, and I have a black sounding name, therefore your point is mute. But he was just arguing on the basis of his lived experience. Just because he's had that experience, that doesn't mean that everybody else has had the same experience.
No, I work
and
with
that
more
was
black
just
guys
lost.
than I
That
do
was
white guys.
lost on the club. Again, again, yes, that's you, but that does not mean it's the majority of the country. And that's why I'm saying arguing black American
country's only
points, I don't know
13%.
where to even start, because
You start by asking,
in my country,
what
my
does that
country,
study
if you have
look
a
like?
black-sounding name,
What is that?
yeah,
Could you cite the study?
again,
I'm not sure.
things like that.
That could very well be true. I'm just not sure. Where's the study? Where can I find those numbers? Obviously, somebody did a study and looked at all of these job applicants, tracked them after they applied for the job, and decided, or maybe they asked the employer, hey, did you not hire that person based on their name? And the employer said, hell yeah, I didn't hire half. Look, here's a whole stack of people that I didn't hire because their names sound black. Or did they go back to the applicant to be like, hey, you didn't get hired. Was it because of your color? Because the name implies maybe what color you are? Is that why you didn't get hired? Applicant says, yeah, sweet. All right. I'm just real curious how this study was done, so I just need to cite the source. Would be great.
So in what you're saying, Josh, in terms of
Cite the source is all I'm saying.
study, instead of studies and things like that, you can make it say whatever it is that you want to say.
Well,
that's how we
maybe.
came up with our wage gap thing with women and
a
men.
very good
Because they
example.
take into-
But before
and
we
they
can
do
get
take
to
into
that
certain
point,
consideration.
that's a good example. But before we can even get to that point, to break it down the way the wage gap studies were done, you'll need to cite the source. Rather than just saying, hey, well, 50% of these people are getting hired less. Okay, now cite the source. Are you just making that number up? I'd hate to think that you were, and maybe I could grant you the fact that that's true. But I'm going to need you to cite the source, if that's what you're saying. Don't just say.
Right.
Because I could.
That was the argument.
90%
argument or debate they were having with what's his name, Charlie and whatever. Now they didn't come to the point of citing a source, and even if he didn't have the source at hand, because I mean, who carries around the source on their phone or something, right? Even if they didn't have the thing at hand, they completely blew past what he was saying. They completely offhand just said, "No, you're talking shit. Like that's not real." And I can see how that can be real. Without the source, I can see how that can be real. It's hard for me to say when in my country having a black sounding name is a benefit to you. You're definitely going to get hired then because they need people in certain positions. But in America, I don't know how it works. I can see the cultural part, the urban cultural part of it, how you wouldn't want somebody who's maybe part of that community in, say, an office environment. I don't know. I don't know. That's the hard part about not having an African American on the panel.
Yeah, all of the black guys I work with. Like yesterday was Antoine and Quan, and then they all got the black names. Chiron, I mean Jamar. Good guys. And none of them are racist at all. Not a one. I love it, dude. I love not living up north near Chicago, where there was always some weird racial tension. Even though you guys considered each other's friends, there was always little innuendos about race. We joke around about it, you know. It's not like it was we were being mean about it. But like we don't do that down here. We just talk. Like the color isn't even there. I love it down here. The people are just South Carolina's great. I don't know what Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama are like. I've heard horrible things about down there. But South Carolina, there's barely any racism here in this area, the upstate. It's a beautiful place to live. Yeah, no, Nuke, for sure. There are places where it's not like that in this country, for sure. And
in every country.
You would get different answers depending on where that person was from. You know, if we had a bunch of black members on the panel from different parts of the country, we'd get different answers depending on where they were from. That's how I see racism working in this country for the most part. Certain areas.
That's pretty much standard in every country that you can go to. There'll be racism. It's sometimes not even just black people racism. Sometimes it's cultural, like Islam. You know, things like that. There's going to be racism, some sort of racism in every single country. No country is perfect. No country is some utopia where everybody lives in peace and harmony and all that other shit. It's when the racism is intertwined into the main constitutions of that particular, I wouldn't say country, more like towns. Because I saw in a town called, yesterday I was watching this show, Vicario or something. And it's basically 98% white. It's in America, and they were outwardly like racist towards, black people. They don't want black people in a town. So you'll get towns like that. In my own country, there's a town called Orinia, where it's only white people. They bought the land, it's all privately owned and whatever, and they decided to build their own little town, and black people are not allowed in that town because it's private property. So you'll get pockets of that everywhere you go, I think.
Yeah, like in the county that I live in here in South Carolina, it's predominantly white, I think like 60%, but the black population of the nation, that's like 13%, is much higher here. It's closer to like 30%.
Where is
Might
this,
be
you said?
50% white. Here in Spartanburg County, the county that I live in. So you have your cities, and then you have your counties, and then you have your states. That's the sizes. So you have cities, and then you have cities that reside within the county, and then there's so many counties per state. So it's just a bigger, instead of saying it's just this city, like Spartanburg City, it'd be Spartanburg and all the other cities surrounding it and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it says black and white populations being the largest groups.
Well, why is race in America still such a huge talking point in terms of white, in terms of white and black relations? Is it because of the media, or is it because of the criminal aspect of it, where black people break the law in higher rates than the 13% than any other race, right? So is it that? Is it the media? Is it a combination of the two?
Well, I think it's mostly the media, because most of the crime that is committed by these young black men, not saying all, but most of it is against other young black men. You know, like the inner cities of Chicago, they didn't come into Indiana. They stayed in their areas, their gangland or whatever you want to call it, and defended that. So it's very tribal and territorial. But yeah, I mean, in the big cities, you see all that kind of stuff. But once you get out of the big cities, it's not like that. In most places in the country. I'm not saying there aren't any small cities that are bad news. There are. Drugs will grab a hold of a city. There's one up in North Carolina, Hendersonville, I think it's called. And crystal meth has taken over. Like, it's horrible up there. The stealing, the drug overdoses, all that kind of stuff has just gotten out of hand. So there are small places that you still get, the crime and this and that, but that's mostly white people crime, poor whites that live up there and do all that stuff. It's not just a color thing that who's going to be a criminal. There's plenty of white criminals, more white criminals than black criminals. Because there's just more white people.
But the percentage part of it is what I'm alluding to.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, they do it in much higher ratios than like white on white crime, black on black crime. I mean, it's 13% of the population, and they do 60% of the violent crimes. And most of them are perpetrated against each other. It's sad. And this goes back to the not having a father in the home. All this kind of stuff is And don't get me wrong, this country was, or parts of the country at least, were quite racist for a long time, and it was hard for black people to succeed in those areas. I grew up in one of those areas. Black people moved into town and their house got burned down. It happened. It's horrible. But this kind of stuff still happens. There are these, pockets of extreme racism. Can that ever be done away with? I doubt it. When you have this many people, you can't get everybody on the same page about anything. It's near impossible. Well, what we're really trying to just do is all just get along and live our lives without, affecting each other. That's the goal. We don't have to agree on shit. We don't have to come together and, work together to a common goal, because we don't all have the same common goals. But if we can live together and not hurt each other or each other's property, then that's all we're striving to do.
I think it's because we over prioritize the importance of college.
Yes.
And as a result, many kids are going to college, and in college, they're learning that, white people are racist based on the color of their skin. And we should always talk about the imperialist, cisgendered white man so that everybody's aware that they need to be aware of him, because he's dangerous, he's evil, and inherently he's a racist because of the color of his skin. And you can be a victim, and you should always be a victim, always be victimized. The ABVs of college. Always be victimized. And because white people are just inherently racist because of the color of their skin, you can always be a racist. And you can always be a victim. So it just makes it real easy. So always make sure that the conversation either just assumes that brown people, people of color, are victims because the white man has been in charge for so long. And because the white man is in charge, that's going to bring you systemic racism because of the color of their skin. So it's a very profitable conversation to have for a lot of people. I think that's why racism is still such a big part of the conversation. Well, that, and when you're dealing with a group of people that says, no, we are the chosen ones, we are God's chosen people, based on what our book says right here, that automatically makes us better than all of you. I think that's another reason we have conversations about racism.
Yeah, I think Morgan Freeman said it best. Well, it still exists because you keep talking about it.
Touche.
How about you be a black, I'll be a black man, you be a white man, and or how about you're a man and I'm a man? We both have ideas and thoughts.
It exists because it's just plain noticeable differences. I mean, I've said something on here before in the past, and it's something I said when I was younger. I said, if there is a God, he hates black people. And everybody would ask, well, why are you saying that? Because then I would say, out of all the races on this earth, he gave all of them the same hair, yet he gave black people pubic hair on their heads. That's what I used to say as a kid, because it was so obvious that we were different from all the other races if you're black. That's what I used to say as a kid. That was my observation as a kid, that we were different. And it's hard when you now moving back to the media part of it and you're watching shows and whatever, and we never had any like black leads or anything. It was always the best friend who was black, the sidekick or whatever it was. It was never the guy who was just sort of formally in charge of the group if there were a bunch of different races. Yeah, you had black male leads when the whole show was basically black. That was like the only time really. But every time it came to interacting with other races in any show, I mean talking about even Power Rangers that I was watching as a kid, we had a red female ranger before you had a black red ranger. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just how it was.
Now, weren't Power Rangers arranged and addressed by color?
Originally, the Yellow Ranger was Asian. The Black Ranger was dressed in black, obviously, and so on. Originally, but as it moved on, I mean, they still dressed them as colors, but you'll get like a black.
But they gave them different names.
Like a blue
they weren't
Ranger
like the Yellow Ranger in South Africa. They gave them totally different names too. Or did they still categorize? They still addressed them according to what color they were. Whatever color the outside that suit, whatever that color that suit the Power Ranger was wearing, that color was how they referred to them, right? That was their identity. Yeah. Their identity was Red Ranger or Blue Ranger or Black Ranger all throughout the show, regardless of what was inside, regardless of what color the person was. They just identified them by the color of their suit, not the content
yeah, that's
of
how
it.
they'll identify.
Mm-hmm. But that's interesting. Systemic racism.
And who's the leader of the Rangers?
Fuck, I don't know.
The Red Ranger, who always happened to be a white dude. And then in the second season, we had a White Ranger who was obviously white. And then he became the official leader of the group. Yeah, so I like Morgan Freeman. I think he's a stellar actor.
And
I like his commentary and everything. But, he's delusional if he thinks it's because of that we're still talking about it. There's a noticeable difference when you're looking at other races. It's just there.
Yeah, there's also differences between people within a race.
That is
There's
true
also
too.
differences within people in a family. So if we focus on the differences rather than the alikeness, that's where we'll always be. I believe Mr. Freeman may be correct.
Do the black women in South Africa, Nuka, do the black women walk around with their natural hair?
Majority of them, yes. Majority, yes. They do, what do you call them? Braids.
So nice.
They do braids. Only when you go up to people who are working in like offices and.
Is it real braids or is it rope?
It's rope. It's rope. And then they'll relax their hair or wear weaves if they work in an office.
Or at least in this area, I don't see many black women that are, have their actual hair up. Most of them have a weave or something like that, a wig, something covering their hair.
Well, what I found is the easiest way to sort of put racism nip racism in the bud. It's boobs. Boobs heal everything. Boobs fix everything. When you're a guy and you see boobs, you genuinely don't give a shit what color they are. It's boobs. And then everybody's happy.
It probably goes back to something about being breastfed as a child.
Don't make it weird. Don't make it
Oh,
I was just happy.
you're talking about breasts. I thought you were talking about like Jethro Bodine and like
Thanks for the
Mr.
memories.
Bean. I was just about to ask Sherry, had she written down who fixes everything? I love you, crazy lady. What about gingers? Are they profiled because of their lack of souls? I'm just fucking with you, Scotty.
Well, you see, when I was a sailing instructor, we had a lot of teenagers that we coached, and then we'd have camps where they'd have to go do competitions and race against each other. So you generally had a bunch of teenagers, different races, all camping out together. There wasn't talk of racism then. You had boys and you had girls. And you had girls in skimpy wear and skinny dipping in the middle of the night, and you had boys going to go join them. Nobody talked about race then. That's what I'm saying. Boobs do fix everything.
I still think you're over prioritizing. Anything more than a handful is just a waste. And at the end of the day, I don't think that's where the ultimate goal lies. Like, oh, I'm going to grab a hold of this here. Squeeze, squeeze, tweak, tweak, twerk, tune in Tokyo. That's it. That's all I need. I'm done. But usually that's just like base number one, generally.
Unfortunately, or fortunately, those boobs are always attached to a living, breathing person that wants to talk. So, different races and all of that, you'll get to know each other and realize that everybody's just the same. We all want the same thing. My skin tone is just darker than yours, and that's it.
Josh, did you see the movie Girls Just Want to Have Fun when you were younger?
That was Madonna, right?
No. That was the nose. The chick with the nose.
The nose.
She was in Sex and the City.
What's the Madonna one I'm thinking about?
You talking about Horseface? I thought you were talking about Cyndi Lauper. What's her name? Horseface is married to
I forget her name.
Fuck, I don't even know.
Helen Hunt was in it.
I guess the answer to that is no.
Well, that's where Tune in Tokyo came from.
Before?
At least
that
me seeing Tune in Tokyo. This is like an 87, 88 movie.
Cannonball Run was the first time I saw it.
Wow. So yeah, that was probably first.
I'm pretty sure that's right.
Cannonball Run. Is that what's his name? Smokey and the Bandit guy? Burt Reynolds?
I think so in the first one. Remember might have even been the DeLorean or something, the one with the little Asian guys? Am I incorrect in this? Am I misremembering?
No, you're right. No, you're right.
Well, I can't believe Tune in Tokyo was in that. Okay. I'm going to have to go back and watch that one.
Which I recommend everybody do, because that's a great movie.
So Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
1981 would be the year Cannonball Run came out. And I'm pretty sure Miss Horseface's movie was past that. Well, hell, the song didn't come out till what, 85, probably. And I'm assuming it's based off the song. Because I never saw it. I didn't watch many chick flicks. I had to say it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I had an older sister, so I had to watch stuff like that.
I'm sorry.
Kululelu. How was that? Was that close?
Wow, I did not remember Jackie Chan being in Cannonball Run.
It's Nku Lu Le Ko.
Cthulhu.
Kululeko.
What?
Yeah, there you go. That's correct.
So there's no N. The N is like silent.
The N is in the beginning. The Nku Lu Le Ko.
Kululeko.
Yeah, the Nk is NK. Nka, nka, nka.
Just pronounce the N and the K together, but don't put a vowel in between them.
Cool.
At least my name is not Mobile, guys. I mean, there's no click in my name.
Love your name. Is there a short version of it? Do people call you by your full name? Like, a lot of people call me Zack, but my name is Zachary.
It depends on the setting. People I grew up with call me Nkulu, which is short, obviously, or Nkululego. When I was in college, I was called Mr. Duma. When I was sailing, I was a sailing instructor. People called me NK. When I was a rapper, people called me Poison. So, I mean, it depends.
Oh, now you said you were a rapper. I want to hear some bars.
I was about to say, you better drop some bread right now. Let's go.
Okay, I'll drop some bars for you, but you need a backstory first. There was a girl that I liked, and I came from a very nice family, and her parents didn't mind me coming to fetch her to go for a walk or whatever. And she was into the bad boys, and I was still a good boy because I was dumb. So I went, spoke to the dad. The dad let me take her out to the shopping center. And needless to say, I didn't know that she had a boyfriend that she had told to meet her at the shopping center. So I'm thinking I'm getting in there. I'm in the game. I'm walking her to the shopping center. We get there. This guy spanks her in the ass, grabs her, and kisses her in front of me. And I spent the next hour and a half playing Street Fighter on those little coin machines at the arcade until she was done. Because I couldn't leave, because her dad would have asked me where the hell she was. So I had to wait for her to get done, and then take her home, and then go home, and then I wrote whatever my lyrics at that time. Right. So you ready? Do I get a beat or something?
Well, are all these just your written stuff that you've already come pre-prepared with? Or you?
Man, I might not remember all of it. This was years ago.
Well, I can probably come up with a beat if you need.
Give me the beat. Let's go.
You're so silly.
Drop a beat.
Only because it came up instantaneously. If I'd have been given even a little bit, shit, I'm not even sure this is going to work. I've not tried this to make sure this works yet.
It's okay. If it sucks, I'll go a cappella.
All right. Load these up. And I know I've got good ones somewhere on my computer. For whatever reason, I happen to have a lot of instrumental beats on my computer. How fast?
Doesn't matter. I'll figure it out.
All right, here we go. Good luck. Can you hear that?
I can hear you. I can't hear the
You
beat.
can't hear any music?
Nope. This is going to be the start of Nuka's career.
Sweet.
Guys, I can just do a cappella. It's fine. I can just rap. It's fine.
All right, do it. It'd be a cappella for you regardless.
Okay. So based on that goal, I went. The fact that I loved her and she didn't love me back. I knew I couldn't have her. She could never have my back. Sitting at home thinking about that face, those tight jeans, those thighs, and that slimline waist. True player, homie. I was up for the game. Didn't know she'd break my heart. All this emotional pain. Feeling miserable now. Haven't seen her for months. Poison. Satisfy all your needs and wants. I'm sorry.
So I'm curious, was poison just from this one incident? After this girl,
poison is a whole other thing. I mean, I'm not did other shit like.
My question is, did she know she was going there with poison to leave poison to sit around and play with his joystick?
Yeah, pretty much.
Gotcha.
Hey, look, I won in the end. Let me just say that I won in the end.
Yeah.
And then I mean, I don't know if you want to hear it in my language. I had a line that took from Diluted Peoples, and I was like, "We are a worldwide family across this earth, and I worry about you all for whatever it's worth. For all the women giving birth, I gotta put you first. We all know what a woman's worth. See, I don't get it. People have party while others lose their lives. I'm sorry for the family, the children, and the wives. Y'all are having fun while another mother cry, lost a son, or a daughter. All our lives are getting shorter. No drink and drive. She up until Leo could actually love again. Velexas, yes, Padini. Come down the Ultra Bola, but we tend to overdose. I thought when I extra then you start to hear, but somebody died for a woman, the mother of his child. The bullets in the chest, couple of words, and then he died. Another child without a father, but we call each other brother. Came out with HIV. We need to start using grabbing each to learn and love each other. The devil is undercover till he has got us blind. Calling each other motherfucker. We a worldwide family across this earth, and I worry about them all for whatever it's worth. Yeah. There we go. Oh, that's enough.
That was
nice.
Good breath work.
Yeah, nice.
Thank you.
Well, good, man. I didn't know you had that in you, Nuka.
All that says I mustn't give up my day job. Thanks, man.
Yeah, but I
I
know
told you,
about
I was
15
watching a
rappers
band
that didn't give up their day job. And it's a good thing. That's it.
I still remember that girl, Michelle.
Didn't know who she was fucking with. Don't you know who I am? Make me play.
Poison.
Right, I'm Poison, bitch. You gonna make me play Street Fighter all by myself.
Yeah, POI. You toxic crew, I'll leave you red and blue. Got my middle finger up saying fuck you too.
And that's how alter egos are formed. All those conversations are the things you wish you had said or done, but never did because you were there playing Street Fighter by yourself.
I didn't have to say anything. By the time I was in college and she was pregnant with some loser's kid, and I went to visit the father because I liked the father, the mother said it for me. She said to her, "You were an idiot." I just had to sit there and sip my tea, so it's all good.
I'm going to be getting a little quiet for a minute. I'll be driving.
I think it's Devo, Justin. I think it's Belle Biv DeVoe, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think it was three B's. It was BBD.
It is.
ABC, BBD, the East Coast family. Back in school, we used to dream about this every day. Nope. No ABC fans out there?
No, but I do see one D fan in chat. What's up, Dan? Get that inward singing, brother. And you only need one of the push-ups. Just one, really. That's all you need.
Walter, you done playing with your
song.
pussy?
Next song. What?
You done playing with your pussy? Cat.
Never. I'm always playing with the pussy.
And you're racist, bro. It's white.
Yeah, she's kind of got a little mix going, you gotta say.
Oh, sorry. She's Latina then.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not prejudiced when cats. I even like the ginger ones.
I'm pretty sure if it's your pussy, you can play with it as much as you want.
As you want. That's what I'm always thinking. My crazy girl.
Guys, we still haven't had our karaoke night.
That said, just send your videos over to ironrealmmedia at gmail.
You're knocking my mic loose, Looney.
Just your mic, huh?
This ain't good. What is she doing?
I meant to have Dixie send me pictures because I know she's got a pile of them in there, so I could introduce everybody to Maisel, who is the name, I guess, that was decided upon for the new bunny current. So as soon as I take it upon myself to actually request those be sent over to me, I will then send them to Telegram on my phone and then come back to the computer on Friday and download them off of Telegram to my computer and show y'all on Friday.
Cool.
She's real sweet, Bond. She doesn't communicate very well. She doesn't really know how to communicate. She just bites. She gets a little bitey sometimes. That's all right. We'll break her of that. I saw Elon Musk, speaking of pictures of destiny, Elon Musk calling for the arrest of the left-wing streamer Destiny because of the crazy shit he's been talking.
Oh yeah.
Like arrest him for what?
There were two separate things that Elon said he should be arrested for. I forget exactly off the top of my head.
For speech? Was it promoting violence?
Yes.
Okay, well then, yeah. I mean, that's a criminal act.
Basically, what he said was
promoting violence is a criminal act.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Republicans should be afraid when they go out.
Shouldn't rappers then be arrested too?
Well, that's taken as not literal.
That's art.
Isn't, having a platform, whatever, also can be considered art? Just speaking, the art of debating.
I suppose if you're going to say that you shouldn't believe anything that I say because I'm just a comedian and everything that I say is a joke, then yes. If you want to say, hey, people should trust the words that are coming out of my mouth as a political pundit, then you will want to be not seen as art, but rather as commentary.
Yeah, but rappers don't have that disclaimer and they get to say whatever they say and incite violence. Why
True.
are they being treated differently then?
But artists also, like painters don't need to disclose the fact that they're a painter when they paint a picture of war. True, an artist doesn't say, hey, I'm an artist when I'm doing my art, just so you know that my art is art. If it's coming from a rap artist, I'm going to assume that rap artist is pushing his art.
I don't even believe satire. If you write something that's a satirical piece, you still can't promote violence. It'd be like, I was just kidding. It was just satire. Yeah, I don't think you can do. I think, when it comes to art, expression isn't as prohibited as speech is. Art is different than speech.
That's an art form, though. I would argue standing up in front of people and talking about hard topics where somebody can ask you a question and you have to think out of the box harder than being a musical artist.
Well, yeah, you could say anything's an art form. You could say boxing's an art form. That doesn't make it art and not a sport.
But it does make it inherently violent. And wouldn't a lot of the weigh-ins be illegal based on their behavior and speech?
Yeah, exactly.
But that's also a sanctioned fight.
Mutual combat. They both agreed. Nobody's going in there.
And it's a direct call to violence. A direct, like.
And they're not telling other people to go do it. They say, I'm going to go do this.
If a stranger walked up to you on the street and said, hey, can you tell me how to get to the nearest McDonald's? You might be inclined to give them directions to McDonald's. Or the library and tell them that's where McDonald's is. Just give them wrong directions. You might be inclined to do that too. But if somebody walked up to you on the street and said, hey, I'm going to kick the fuck out of you and start swinging, I think you could say, well, those were fighting words. And even based upon the way he walks up to you, he doesn't even have to say anything. When a man is approaching you that wants to kick your ass, most other men generally can identify that. Those direct threats. But you still don't get to just walk around telling people you're going to beat the shit out of them. Somebody might believe you and beat the shit out of you for it. So there are words you cannot say without legal consequences.
All right, so Zach, are you saying that Destiny should be arrested?
I can find you.
Well, if you're inciting violence, if what he
What
said,
exactly did he say? What exactly
I
did he
don't
say?
know.
Do you know?
You brought this up, didn't you?
No.
I don't listen to Destiny. I don't listen to that man speak at all. Ever.
Who?
Just vile.
Who?
The gay
He
dude
calls
with the
himself
pink hair.
Destiny.
Yeah, I'm being a little facetious in that I don't either.
There was one?
There was.
Oh, they're not even going to actually quote him. The Hindustan Times, can you believe that? The headline says, what did he say? And nowhere in the article do they actually quote what he said, other than a part of a sentence that was in quotes.
And so, again, with the inciting violence thing and him being arrested, if it's inciting violence and violence doesn't happen, should he still be arrested?
So I think it says here, there's got to be, oh, come on. Now they're quoting Musk. What the fuck? Here we go. If you wanted Charlie, this is what Destiny said, quote, if you wanted Charlie Kirk to be alive, Donald Trump shouldn't have been president for the second term. Destiny told Piers Morgan panel on Monday.
That's it.
That was one of them. You need conservatives to be afraid of getting killed when they go to events so that they look to their leadership to turn down the temperature, Destiny said in one of his clips. The issue is right now they don't feel like there's any fear. So yeah. I think
that was dumb.
Well, I think if you told somebody, hey, you should watch out because I'm going to come kill you. So you should be afraid of dying because of your actions that you've already performed. The things that you've done have given me good cause to come kill you. So you should be afraid. I think would constitute fighting words.
I was just going to say, take that and turn it black. If you were saying that to black people need to be afraid when they go out because of all the things that they've done. It'd be looked at
or anything
very seriously.
Yeah, change it to any other thing. It would be taken pretty seriously. Yeah. And I think that's what the point that Elon's making, that's a direct call to violence against anybody that elected Donald Trump to presidency his second term. You should all be afraid because of what you've done. Plus, the idea of karma of seeing that kid rot in jail just makes me smile.
Yeah, I still don't think that's enough for him to be arrested.
Probably not.
It might get him a free ticket to getting his ass kicked, and I hope that happens.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was a good way to get him deplatformed. If suddenly Twitch doesn't want him, although maybe not. He's got a huge following. Trouble is, this following is shrinking after the current events.
Well, speaking of Elon Musk, him and his former BFF Trump, remember when they did the Afrikaner farmers thing where they moved them to America as refugees? So now a majority of them, well, let me not say a majority, about 70% of them are all struggling and want to come back home. They thought America was going to be a piece of cake, and they're learning how much harder they have to work there and how much easier they had it here. Now they want to come back and they're writing letters.
All they got to do is save up.
That's the thing.
Don't I know it?
They're realizing how expensive it is. They're struggling now. And I mean, our country is just like, some of the people are like, well, no, they wanted to move there, leave them there. It's their problem. I'm of a different mindset. I think we should let them come back home.
I don't think anybody's stopping them, other than the choices that they've made. Which is, that's the real American story. Yeah. You only be limited by the choices that you make.
How did they not know how much harder America would be? They have to be absolute idiots, not research.
It's the same answer I give for most of Americans when they have stupid ideas. It's just too much television. They see America on TV and like, man, that looks cool. That must be like a snapshot of what all of America is like.
And they moved with their big families. They got 3-4 kids, an aunt and uncle with them, then the mother and father. That's a lot of mouths to feed. And a lot of work that they all need to be doing. 2 jobs, 3 jobs.
It ain't easy being cheesy.
Fucking ginger.
I hope they come back. I hope our government kind of steps in, helps them out, gives them a free ride back home. Because I want those people that have gone there and struggled to come back and tell all the other white people that are having the same ideas. It's not the land of milk and honey. You have to work your ass off, just like everybody else. And acknowledge the privilege that they have in this country. And realize that it's not as bad as they think it is. I want them to come back so they can relay that message. Instead of leaving them there to suffer. Because at the end of the day, they're South Africans. They're white people, but they're South Africans. This is their home.
It's a very similar struggle. You got to work every day, try to provide to make ends meet, in hopes that you don't starve to death in the street like a dog. Trouble is, it's just not nearly as satisfying as trying to do it with your own 2 hands and not having to sell your soul to go work for some fiat currency, some Federal Reserve notes, and live in the game of Monopoly and Chutes and Ladders. Or you can get a little piece of land and try to eke out what meager sort of survival you can that way. But at least that has satisfaction at the end of the day.
And we're back to poverty.
Austerity.
Maybe if everybody was worried about that little plot of land and scrubbing and digging and cleaning and like, you know, the food that they're actually killing or growing for survival, perhaps digging a well or tilling the soil or whatever, then they wouldn't be concerned with how many fucking views they've got or how many fucking people agree with them on Facebook or how many fucking people think that their you know, penis fairy is coming tomorrow or whatever madness is fucking their head up that they're all wrapped up in because it gets thrown into their fucking mind and faces all day long by the black fucking mirror. But that's just my crazy, crazy opinion. I'm probably wrong.
You know what's sexy is Botox and lip filler. Men love that shit.
I was watching something with Michelle. I came in and she had it going, so I just sat down. She's like, "You want to change it?" I'm like, "No, I don't care. I'm just here for a second." Probably between cat feeding and cat litter or whatever. And the lady on there, it was some reality-based thing. Oh, what was it? The little thing where they buy each other's, you know, people can't afford their bills, so they come and steal your shit out from under you. What is it called? Not Palm Wars, but the other thing. Storage Wars. And there was some lady on there, and like she had done so much crap to her face, she looked like a female Tony Clifton. If you're not familiar with Tony Clifton, there you go, Josh. Appropriate reaction. Cheeks were swollen, the lips were all pooched out. It was like, what the fuck? You think that's attractive? Who? Anyway.
It's almost comical. The women that walk around looking like turtles. Because that whole upper lip is just like dead. They've injected that upper lip with so much Botox, it just hangs there. So they got to plump up their lips and make them look like fish. It's just ridiculous. Or what we need to do is get on some of that Ozempic and just look like we're dead. That's cool too. And now because we look like we're dead, we need lip filler.
I want Ozempic.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen? I mean, everybody's losing weight on it.
It kills your kidneys and your pancreas and your thyroid.
And it was awfully nice of them.
I don't smoke. I reckon it can take some of the damage.
It was awfully nice of them to create such a magic pill for weight loss.
And I just watched my time of arrival go from 5 minutes to 13 minutes.
That's
something happened. Going along the highway right now. Leave early.
My boss's son was involved in a pretty large accident. Well, he was at like the head of it, and somebody rear-ended him. But then there was a chain reaction of pile up of cars and a motorcycle behind him. It's like 7 cars. Had the whole highway shut down. I missed it because I was at the grocery store, luckily. But then almost right in the exact same spot yesterday on my way home, there's a 3-car pileup. It's like probably the same thing. Somebody just not paying attention and just plowed full speed head on into the back of somebody. All I saw was a big puff of dust. About, 70 yards, 75 yards ahead of me. I thought, well, that can't be good. And it wasn't good. I mean, it didn't look bad. Didn't look like anybody got hurt in this one, but still sucks. On the road with Zack Zabala. That's a shitty place to be. You're just getting worse gas mileage. You know, if you get up real close, you get better gas mileage.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, it's called drafting. It's cool.
At 20 miles an hour.
Well, I mean, if it works at 120 miles an hour, surely it just reduces. You just fractionalize that. It should be fine. Granted, it's not going to be as much as if you were doing 120.
I should be doing like 115 kilometers right now.
Okay, so I couldn't stand it. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong here. There she is. And there he is. There she is. This is a better picture of her. It's just the biggest one I can get.
I'm not seeing anything. Are you
I can't
sharing your
see it,
screen?
Josh.
I'm not sharing. I shared,
sorry.
I thought.
No, I don't
Just
see
not
anything.
sharing.
Uh-uh.
What have I done? Oh, I know what I did. I probably didn't. Okay, so there she is. There he is. There she is. There he is. Okay, I'll stop. I'm being ugly. I'll stop. I'm going down. Oh, sorry there. All right, so here we go. Let me close these tabs. It took like 15 tabs to get that too. I'll stop. All right. What's up, Louie? I just got back to chat.
How's life treating you? Start saying no to things yet?
Me or other people?
Louie.
Oh. Right. All right, what time is it? I guess it's time for some cat news. Y'all know I can't stand it. That's all I do is read about cats anymore. Of course, this does apply to all pet owners. So the whole idea of like cat affection versus dog affection, I get there's a difference. Trust me, I've had both. And have grown quite fond and attached to both. And the difference in the way we have bred dogs to be eager pleasers versus cats to be independent hunters of the vermin who go after our food has a lot to do with how they react to us and how they interact with us. But a big chunk of it all comes down to brain chemistry. We all have a chemistry set floating around in that noggin of ours, and a little chemical called oxytocin, often called the love hormone, plays a big, big part in it. So if you're, trying to like maybe get used to a new animal in your home, a new cat or a new additional cat or dog in your home, the studies show that the physical contact, the actual soft, gentle pet caress, hugging, snuggling, having the cat on your chest, feeling the vibration of the purring happening, all that actually just shoots your oxytocin level through the roof. But it also shoots the animal's levels of oxytocin, however you say it, through the roof. And that is part of that bond that you create with the animal. The animal knows that when they come to you, they're going to chill and relax, and it's going to trigger that oxytocin release. And you're going to have it, and it becomes like this feedback loop where you just start bonding with each other. Now, again, cats are a bit more subtle in their affection. I think it comes back down to that whole thing, I talked about it here before, of the earned affection from a cat versus the, what do you want me to do for you kind of affection from the dog is too different. Speak of the devil as she climbs up my back. Be careful, baby, that hurt. They definitely have shown that with a dog, the levels, and they did this stuff literally by hooking people up to machines and, you know, like registering their levels during fondles and cuddles and things like that. Come on, you got to stop, baby. You must have heard me talking about cats. I had it here and she rolled it up. Where is it? 2025 February study found that when owners engaged in relaxed petting, cuddling, or cradling of their cats, the owner's oxytocin tended to rise, as did the cats, if the interaction was not forced. So if you have one of those cats, as I have two of them, who tend to be more loners and less physical with their affection, the last thing you want to do is to go grab them up and, you know, tote them around and try to force that affection upon them. It definitely not only doesn't trigger a rise in the correct chemicals, it actually lowers it. So you're breaking something that's already, you know, hard to fix. You don't want to put yourself out there for an animal that's not, you know, or especially a cat anyway. Come on, baby, she's making this harder than it should be. You've got to be still. Why are you suddenly on the keyboard now? Come on, get down, get down, get down. Let's see. Oxytocin of avoidant and anxious cats was found to drop after a forced cuddle. When interactions respect the cat's comfort, the oxytocin flows, but when a cat feels cornered, the bonding hormone not only is elusive, but lowers. Maybe humans could learn something from their feline friends on managing attachment styles, it says here in the article. Yeah, it'd be nice. There's some of that jealousy we were talking about in chat earlier. I know there was somewhere in this story about the difference levels. Okay, here we go. So studies do generally find a stronger response, oxytocin response, in dog-human interactions. One experiment in 2016 measured the oxytocin level in pets and owners before and after 10 minutes of play. Dogs showed an average of 57% spike in those levels after playtime, whereas cats showed about a 12% increase. So yes, your cat is way more chill than your dog. In humans, the levels rise during meaningful social interactions, but one study showed that contact with a loved one produces stronger oxytocin responses than contact with strangers. So a happy dog greeting is akin to that rush of seeing your child or your partner. Man, oh my goodness, the cats have all inundated me. Just because I started reading about y'all, now y'all are all here. Cats evolved. Nope, that's not where I was at. Dogs, being pack animals and domesticated for constant human companionship, are almost hardwired to seek contact, petting, and approval from us. These behaviors stimulate the oxytocin release in both parties. However, a cat's system evolved from a more solitary hunter who didn't need overt social gestures to survive, so they may not display the oxytocin-fueled behavior as readily or conveniently. Instead, the cats may reserve these levels and the behavior for when they feel truly safe. A cat's trust isn't automatic. It must be earned. Oh, come on, sweetie. It must be earned, but once it's given, it is reinforced by those same chemical bonds between human parents, partners, and friends. So, unlike dogs who nurture through eye contact, cats prefer that slow blink and less eye contact. In fact, looking away from a cat is more of a sign of comfort and safety than actually staring one down if you're not aware. All right, that's enough cat time. I got to do something with these children. Give me a second here. Gonna have to find my mute button.
God, I hate Quick Trip. I avoid that place like the plague.
What happened? I'm sorry. I was moving him down.
I was watching Zack drive. He was in front of a Quick Trip gas station.
Man, what has happened?
Fucking idiots, man, I swear. You missed the good part. There was almost an accident right behind me. White trucks pulling in, and this car just kept backing up out of their parking spot. Like, I'm just going to keep backing up. I mean, yeah, you have the right of way, but I'm late for work. I just rolled down the window. I was like, because he apologized to me. He's like, I'm sorry, man. He almost hit the car in a big truck. I was like, I wasn't you. It was the fucking idiot next to you. He's like, I know, man. I don't, yeah. Ugh. Only time I get super pissed off, usually, idiot drivers. He almost gave me my all my stuff for free. She never hit the button, and I put my card down there at the thing to tap it, and she's like, okay, thanks, have a good one. And I was like, did it register? Because I didn't see it light up or anything. Like, oh my God, no, I forgot to hit the button. Thank you so much. Feels good being a good person. It really does. It's not hard. I mean, I would have saved $9, but then that would have ate away at me all day for stealing.
Right.
No, it's not worth it. Being a good person is so much easier on your soul, at least.
And more rewarding for your soul.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody in chat, not everybody, but chat is requesting, okay, let's be specific. Ian in chat is asking for you to put your phone in landscape mode, sir. So just hold it sideways, I guess.
I don't know if it'll see. Can you still see if I do it like that?
Perfect.
Or does it look?
Yeah, no, that's great. It's not. No, we're seeing the dash now.
Can't see it at all right now. So
I didn't think about that part of the camera being higher that way. Yeah.
Yeah, it attaches to the dashboard.
I got you.
Window.
No, right. Cool deal. He tried, yeah.
Just do it.
What have you dropped, Nuka?
I still, even though I'm not in Indiana, when I'm driving this early in the morning, I go on deer alert. I just do. I am constantly always looking for deer running. And you don't see them around here. I was talking to some of the linemen last week about, they were talking about deer hunting. And I was asking them how big they get down here, you know. Because believe it or not, the same species of deer, you know, will be totally, they're just like humans pretty much. If you have a bunch that don't have a whole lot of food to eat, you know, they're living more off the forest and maybe a farm field here and there. You get a 150-pound doe field dressed out here, people are calling people to come look at it. That's considered a big deer down here. Now up in Indiana, you get a 300-pound doe field dressed, and you start calling people because that's a big doe up north. Because it's all farm fields with corn and soybean and all the things that they eat, and they just get huge compared to the deer down here.
Wow.
Yeah, I was telling them some of the numbers, the deers that my buddies have got and whatnot, and they were just flabbergasted. Like, yeah, we don't see that here ever. Like, never.
Are you still here, Nuka?
He's in the call. He's muted up.
I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Okay. Hey, dude, that video's all right, man. You got me teared up. Thank you. I'm gonna drop that in chat for everybody. Or have you dropped it in the chat?
No, you do it. You do it.
All right,
It's a great
I will.
video.
So Nuka shared this in the call chat with us.
Is it a Poison music video?
Wouldn't it be awesome?
I did not have the funds to go to a strip club and shoot the video. Sorry.
Idiots. So yeah, he said if you ever lose hope in humanity, just watch this video when he dropped it in our show chat. So in the call chat. So there it is in the show chat for you guys to, that kind of just shows you right there that people are inherently good. It's all the societal, school, social, fucking black screen programming that turns people into what we're dealing with every day now. It is not how we get here. That's how we get here. What you see in that fucking video. But that's just my opinion. I'm probably a cat lover.
That's what my t-shirt says, sort of.
Sort of.
So, are you guys gonna have a late show on Fridays? A nighttime show?
I'm sorry. Real quick. Apparently that link you dropped, because I dropped it from Teams, it only works on Teams. Drop that straight into the chat for everybody, sir, if you would.
Okay, let me see.
I didn't think about that part of it. So, here we go. So Don wrote this in chat. Oh, thank God. I heard these horror stories of people who make road traps to rob folks. So I was in college. It was like 91, something like that. And I had started dating a girl there in the school, and she lived at home with her folks, and they lived in a pretty nice neighborhood. You know, they had some money. And so to get to her neighborhood, you kind of went down these back roads, and this is outside of Jackson, Mississippi. And you went down these like darker, like less street lit roads. And there was like a certain area you get to where there was a park behind, like, okay, so you're going down the road, and to your left, you pass this park with like, you know, playground equipment in it and picnic tables and stuff like that. And then there's a fence running behind that park, and that's where there's a neighborhood of some sort there that I had never gone into. I just knew it was there. Me and I would go to that park quite often to, you know, neck on the slide or whatever. And so as I approached the area of this is like late at night. This is probably like 10, 11 o'clock at night, maybe even later. As I approached that area heading to her house by myself in my car, as I get close to that park, I see a box on the side of the road, like a big cardboard box, like one that a sizable box, like maybe an air conditioner, say, would come out of. Not quite refrigerator size, but definitely bigger than like just, you know, normal, like a bigger box on the side of the road, which then proceeds to start moving into the road in front of me as though being pushed or pulled by a string or something like that. And as I start to slow down, I get this feeling of like, no, don't stop. And I just kind of floor it and push my way through the, you know, like hit the box and go around it or whatever. And later on heard that, yeah, they were people there that were doing that. They were like literally making cars stop, and then they would hop over there and rob them. So yeah, that was nuts. Crazy shit. I barely got out of there with my life. No, I just never did stop. I wouldn't have stopped. They would have been run down. Not me. I wouldn't have done that, but somebody might have.
Yeah,
Sorry if I didn't catch you in chat. Yeah, it was. When the box started moving, I was like, what the fuck? And right, the gut feeling definitely was what I listened to on that one. Dom. Definitely. I wonder what old Joey's up to these days. She was a interesting person. And she stalked me quite a while after I went away from that area. And she would call my mom and them and stop by. Yeah, it was the whole thing. Anyway. Oh. Sorry, I was playing catch up there in the chat. So now, I don't know, are we doing a show Friday night? We really didn't answer that question appropriately.
I don't know.
Seems like I have something going on this weekend, though. What is it? Oh, maybe not. That's next Tuesday. Never mind. Never mind. But, you know.
Are we off YouTube?
Oh, I don't know. Are we?
I'm just seeing spinning. Oh, nope, never. Well, let me see. No, it's still going. Okay.
You get a wrench, and you get a wrench, and you get a wrench. Well, at some point between now and Friday morning, we'll either let you guys know on the show chat here, or no, I guess not. I guess where do we do that? Oh, that's right, Telegram, which I don't think I've opened in a month and a half or two now. My apologies all around. I suck. But if we decide to do that, we won't do a morning show. We'll do just the evening show again. Is that correct? Is that going to be how we kind of go forward with this idea?
That works.
Is this thing on? I hear you, Zack. I'm really more asking the producer there about all this, since it's all on his dime. So,
Mic check. Hello.
There you are. Hi.
That's weird. Guess my mic didn't want to unmute, even though the button wasn't lit up.
Yeah, I had that happen a couple times on this app, where I definitely turn the camera off and I look up and the camera's still running, or I mute up without a doubt. The cat's nowhere near, and I look up and I'm not muted. So it's the app. It's not you.
Well, I've got a physical button here, though. I don't ever use the mute.
Then I didn't know that. Then I don't know what to find.
I was going to say, yeah, that's probably about the only way we do this and maintain our sanity.
Yeah.
At least until I win the lottery or something.
Right. And part of my issues with the eyes and if it was just me waking up not feeling good or kind of sleepy or whatever, as I've done in the past many a time over these 10 years, just said, fuck it, get up and enjoy the show with you guys, because you always make it worthwhile, even if I'm tired, even if I'm irritable, even if I don't feel good sleeping, whatever. Well, when you wake up, you can't literally walk across the room or down the hall or anything without running into something or tripping over something or hoping you don't step on a cat, because your eyes will not uncross. There's just what's the word? A helplessness, I guess, is the feeling you get that just makes you feel like, fuck it, So, and I'm sure I could power through and sit here and put that eye patch on. Start doing my pirate voice for y'all, and I probably will get an eye patch at some point when it just gets to that point where I can't make it sleep away. I know, well, I say that's coming, knock on wood. I'm not going to get there, but I do read about that, in some of the groups I'm in, where eventually over time, the eyes just can't do their thing any longer. And I've heard of people having to get different surgeries to lock their eyes forward and shit. I'm like, no, I think I'll pass on that one. Thank you. But anyway. What are you on? What'd
you do? Oh shit.
Did you see her? You saw her lay on it and then everything went crazy? Yeah.
Well, I didn't see anything go crazy. I think that was all just for you, but.
Oh, okay. I thought something was happening. I could just see it going on and off, on and off, on and off. Huh. Oh, Cleo, that's my sweetie. She's still my sweetie, even if she went away and came back crazy. Yeah, that's my sweetie. Between her, like, she is the lap cat for sure, as you guys see here in the mornings, and Bender, when he can. What do I hear? Is it raining outside? That's crazy. I didn't see rain in the forecast. Anyway, when he's not chasing everybody being a boy, then he'll chill and get my lap. And then Mom, Rizzo, who started all this craziness, will get on the arm of the chair with one set of legs in my lap, maybe one set of legs up on my chest. She's not a full lap cat, but she's pretty close. The rest of them are all hit or miss. Claire will come and climb on your chest if you're laying in the bed and be all about it. But if you're standing up, she don't want nothing to do with you. I've never seen that like that in a cat. Like if I'm laying on the couch, she's all about it. But if I sit up, she don't want to be near me. I guess it's thighs or I don't know what it is. Intimidation? Don't know. She's nuts. That's mostly what it is. It's mostly what it is.
Have a great day, Brian.
Absolutely. You all have a great day.
Just what I was getting ready to say. Hell, we're creeping up on it.
Yeah, we are.
I'm going to sit here for probably about an hour. Waiting. A weird job.
Sorry, playing catch up in chat, and I see that apparently, according to Laura there in chat, Talk Like a Pirate Day is on the 19th. What is today? I got 2 more days, so that'll be Friday. So Friday it is. Oh, Ian's got the same thing. Apparently, Spirit only cuddles with him when he's laying on the floor. So yeah, that's kind of Claire. She only wants to cuddle and climb up on you if you're prone. If you're upright, she's not having it. Are you comfortable?
Yes, Dawn. I am at work now. This isn't like I don't have like a workplace. We drive to where the jobs are going to be for that day, or we might meet up with the crew lead if it's real far. But yeah, I work wherever. There is no like I'm parked behind a little bodega right now, and we're working right at this street corner. This place sucks. This is the worst job I've ever had to work on. This road right here.
All right.
So busy all day long.
I guess we'll get out of here then. You guys have a great rest of your day.
Absolutely. Love y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Have a great rest of your week. Indeed, happy hump day. And cheers to you.
Thank you, Nuka.
We'll see you back here on Friday morning. Until then, be good, be well, do good, do it well. We love you. Bye-bye. Oh, you son of a gun.